Today on the Landon Harder Show, we have none other than the incredible, the amazing, the most awesome host in all the land, Landon Harder.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, of course it is me, Landon Harder. And today we have the Landon Harder Show, the very first episode, in fact. Of course, I am the host, Landon Harder, as was already stated. So basically, why this show is a Landon Harder, is because it's my show. It's kind of basically about me in a way. It's kind of vain. I don't think it's vain. Okay, I'm really not trying to be vain. I think it's just hard for me to do anything without putting my personality in it, which, you know, is basically funny. I would say myself kind of like a critic. I also like to think a lot, and also I'm just awkward. So if any part of this show is awkward, because it's just part of my nature. So basically the first episode is going to be this one. We're gonna have 4 parts. We're gonna have, first, we are going to have hashtag not sponsored. Next, we are gonna have Think Harder. After that, we will have an amazing interview with a mysterious subject. Ooh. And then fourth, and finally, we will have a fantastic film trailer. So, without further ado, we will have our first segment, hashtag not sponsored. Welcome to our first hashtag not sponsored. So basically, this part of the show is basically where I'm going to sponsor something and not be sponsored myself, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm going to basically say, hey, buy this, because you need it, or you really should have it. But basically what that means is I'm going to tell you about a product or good or service that I have used, and I'm going to say, hey, buy it. So first and foremost, I have a board game. I want to do a board game. I thought of one, but I was like, no, everyone knows that one. But this one, not very many people know about this board game. And this is a farming game. And what the farming game is, it's basically like farming Monopoly is the best way to describe it, but it doesn't do it justice. Because it's, in my opinion, I like it better than Monopoly. I very rarely have finished a game of Monopoly, but when I start the farming game, I really want to finish it. So the reason why it's different than Monopoly is because other than just relying on luck, you have to rely on kind of buying the right goods. So like on Monopoly, you land on certain places and you have to buy a property. The reason I don't like that is because it's just, it's really just you buy every single property is what you do. You just want to buy a property. You want to buy a property. Hey, you land on that property. Oh, I don't have enough money for it. Well, too bad. But this, you kind of get different areas to spend your money. You have different crops. You have your wheat. You have your corn. You have which that's grouped in one. That's grains. You have your hay. You have your fruit, and you also have cows. And sometimes, what's great about this game is it makes you feel bad for farmers because oftentimes something bad happens, like you'll roll for your harvest if you land on a harvest season, and you roll and you get like a 1 and you're like, okay, well, I'm making money. Well, no, you have an operating expense, you have to draw it, and you lose like $7,000. You're like, ah! But yeah, it's a really fun game. I would say it probably takes as long as Monopoly, but I like it a lot more because there's actually a little bit of strategy to it in what I like about it. And also, I just like the aesthetic of the game, the board game. The board itself I like, and I like how you put your properties on it. Yeah, and basically how you win, while it's long, you could quit whenever you want, just do an audit, figure out who has the most money. But in the rules, the game ends when somebody reaches $250,000 in net worth. So that counts all your crops and stuff, and of course you have to minus your debt. And basically you have to go in debt to win at the game, eventually. Of course you don't want to stay in debt, or you might have to pay 10% of bank notes on hand, and that's bad. Also, I just want to say that the reason that this game was made was because I believe it was the farmers, their farm didn't do good one year, and they decided, you know what, let's make a farming board game. They did it, and it's really cool, and I like it. It's nicknamed the game that was invented on the seat of a tractor, and it's just amazing. Yeah, great game, buy it, you'll love it. I love it, you'll love it. Buy it for your family members, okay? So yeah, so that has been our not sponsored, and I hope that you go buy a farming game for yourself. This farming game, like the farming game, not just a farming game. So next we have, I believe, think harder. This is the Think Harder podcast, the podcast where we think harder about life's problems. Today on the Think Harder show, I want to ask a question. Are you responsible? Because I think that's really the problem with America, is that people are not responsible. We've become so accustomed to the things in life. We've become so accustomed to the goods in life, the things, the material things. You know, we have running water, we have electricity, we have television, you know, almost in every single one of our homes, many. And we've become so accustomed to things that we think, wow, this is what America is. But it's more than that. The people that came here from England and other countries were not coming here so they could be, just so they could be free. They came here that way they could do what they need to do without interference. Now we slowly, over time, we have we've made steps and leaps and bounds of technology, entertainment, and all of these things. But when we've done all this, we've lost sight of what truly matters, and we're not responsible. And what I mean is, you know, if you look at what our situation in the country is right now, people are rioting, people are getting upset, people in the government are passing legislation because they think that the parents cannot be trusted. They think that other people think that teachers cannot be trusted. People think that voters cannot be trusted. People think that the people in government cannot be trusted. People think that bureaucracy cannot be trusted. And you know, some of those people might not be trusted. You know, certain individuals in each of those categories, certain ones cannot be trusted. And the reason why that is because they're not responsible. They do not do what is right when they need to do what is right. How do people become responsible? Well, simply just by doing right. You know, if you're irresponsible by doing wrong, you become responsible by doing right. Now, I think how you do that, like the steps, it's easy to say, I'm going to do right. But how you do right is hard. Because it involves a giving up of yourself. It's giving up of those fleshly, carnal natures. You might say, wow, you're using like spiritual terms. And I kind of am, because I do believe that it's more than just a America problem, more than a person, and more than a character problem. I think it is a spiritual problem. I think that America needs to go back to being devoted to God and the Bible. But even if they don't, I think that individually people need to realize that they have responsibility, whether they are a Christian or not. They should. I think they should realize that, hey, I need to do my service to God. But if they don't, I think they still can have a good life here on earth if they are responsible. If they say, you know what, I'm gonna take account of my finances. You know what, I'm not gonna just pay with credit cards when I know I can't withhold myself and can't make the payments regularly. You know what, I'm not gonna get the nicest car just because I think I can. I'm gonna get the car that I can actually afford. You know what, I'm gonna be responsible enough to actually discipline my kids in the correct manner, not just yelling at them and not just letting them do whatever they want. If we take responsibility, America will begin to be better one person at a time. Well, I sure hope you enjoyed that clip from the Think Harder podcast. One day I hope that Think Harder is an actual podcast that is heard by millions. But even if that doesn't happen, which I don't know if I actually wish it does, being heard by millions is kind of scary. But if it does happen, great. But if it doesn't, I hope that one clip right there helps you to become a better person. Now, the next section is, of course, the amazing interview, and you will see who I am about to interview in just a single moment. Now, I would like to welcome you to an amazing interview. And today we have a very special person. You might know him. His name is Landon Harder. Thank you for coming on the show. Wave to the audience, yeah. Well, thank you for coming on the show.
It's great to be on the show. Yeah, thank you for the invite.
Yeah, I enjoyed having you.
It's such an honor to be on your show.
What have you been up to lately?
Oh, you know, just the usual school, work, church. I'm actually about to graduate.
Yeah. So what are you going to do for, like, after you graduate? Any plans?
Enjoy the summer. I think I'm actually going to work over the summer to raise money for going to school this fall.
Do you have like a specific career that you're going for? Do you know on that yet?
I actually don't know what career I'm going to do yet. Yeah, I really don't know. Just whatever I need to do, basically. You know, I don't want to be a bump on the log. You know, I want to make a contribution to society. So basically, wherever I need to be, that's where I'll be. Have you ever thought about like starting a restaurant? I mean, I guess if I needed to open a restaurant, you know, but I think there's enough of those. But if I did happen to open a restaurant, I'd probably open, I don't know, actually, maybe a sandwich shop, pizza. Maybe pizza. I'd probably do pizza. Be your number one fan. Yeah, that would be great. Thanks for your support. What are your interests? Yeah, I would say I'm interested in Star Wars. I like Star Wars, and then I'm also, I like editing videos. I also like playing board games with my family and video games. I like playing video games as well. Oh, I would definitely say my favorite is 100% Minecraft. Like, it's absolutely the best game. Oh, Minecraft? We should play together sometime. Oh yeah, that'd be great. We can start a world. Yeah. Yeah, Landon and Landon. That'd be great.
That'd be amazing.
Well, I've enjoyed having this interview. I hope maybe next time I can get us a little coffee mugs and we can sip some coffee while we do an interview. Oh, definitely not a coffee. Oh, I don't like coffee either. Maybe some chocolate milk or something. Well, thank you for coming, and I've really enjoyed this. I hope you did too. Yeah, I've enjoyed it.
I'll have
been
to
good.
have you again sometime. We'll have to see each other.
Definitely see you later. Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming.
Bye.
Well, that concludes our amazing interview. And next is a segment I really hope you enjoy because it is none other than a fantastical film trailer.
A young boy is living peacefully at home when suddenly tragedy arises.
Yeah, my mom went to go to the store and get some Pop-Tarts. Oh, hey, look, here she is now. Hey, did you get them? What do you mean? No, they can't just be gone. No. No. I'm gonna have to let you go.
How will he live in a world without Pop-Tarts? Watch as the young man goes from a world of sadness to a world of playfulness, and eventually becomes a top business executive.
I said I wanted blueberry. This is strawberry.
But all goes wrong when he becomes the mafia boss.
You come to me on my daughter's wedding day to ask of me some Pop-Tarts. That I cannot do. Mom, are those Pop-Tarts? What do you mean? No. This is off-brand.
Tartless. In theaters this fall.
Thank you for watching. This couldn't have been possible without viewers like you. Thank you. I only wanted to say that because it reminded me of like every PBS Kids show ever. But really, I really do appreciate you watching, and I hope once again we will be able to enjoy an episode of the Landon Carter Show. If not, enjoy this one. Thank you.